bought this Ranger EX3. This is the smaller version, not the large one. And I just feel it's a great plane. It's a very simple plane. It's a complete airframe and the hardware, but there's no electronics or no aviation electronics. But what I feel, there's certain things about this aircraft that really need attention. And this little program, this little video, will give you an insight to what I've done. There's very little strength in the front of that fuselage. It's just foam, and this is the flat base, and I just don't think it has the strength for what's coming inside. So what I've done is install the floor by using 1mm plywood, and also the side rails as well. I've used the same material. What I've done is I've installed the Arcbird autopilot, and it seems to set up pretty good. Got it set up right down there on the platform. It works pretty well. But inside the front canopy, I've made a big change. Inside, I've got a huge bulkhead there to stop the battery slamming down the front, and taking out the camera, which is right down the front. Should that impact the ground at any point. I've got the camera mounted right down front there. It's only a small TTL camera, but I think it's just the job for what I want to do. As you can see, I've covered this with solar film. It gives it tremendous strength, and it really helps with orientation when you're flying. But here's the other thing. What I'd like to do is to give it more stability when I'm flying, so the whole aircraft. So what I've done actually is to bend this center spar here. I've actually put a 15-degree or 10-degree bend in it to give it some dihedral. And I think this will give this aircraft a lot more stability. If you look down here, I've actually there is a very clear, about a 5-degree or 8-degree dihedral on this aircraft, on this wing. I've modified the front of the canopy here. You can see the video antenna right there. I've mounted it underneath the hood. If you can have a look under here, there's a tunnel room. And I've mounted everything right there on a half angle there, and I think this could work. It's got plenty of ventilation that comes in the front. I've got the camera mounted right up front there, as you can see. And of course the other equipment is mounted inside. I've yet to tidy that up. So it makes for a pretty clean installation, particularly with the video transmitter sitting up through the top canopy. I wired the video output right through from the autopilot, from the Arcbird autopilot, all the way down through to the back. You can see it right here. I've got the cable going through here, and it's connected to the video transmitter right here. Deep inside here, I've wired the GPS module to right out the back. It's coming through this cable right here, this grey one. I've taken this out here. It comes from the autopilot right through, back through the fuselage, and it comes out right here. I think this is a better way to go. It just removes the antenna right away from all the high transmission devices in the front. I wasn't at all happy about the two different halves of the wing, so I joined the wings together and permanently glued them, as you can see. I think this makes for a far more rigid arrangement, and we will see how this all works together in the long haul. Another modification which I've done is to change the thrust line of the motor. They come with an incredibly 10-degree down thrust for that motor, and I just feel that it's really important that I really set it to 0 before we even test flight to know how much impact that's going to make by adjusting the thrust line. I've done a bit of research, and there's so much gobbledygook about it, so many different ideas, it's really hard to tell just what's appropriate. Most of the people say, well, experience it, try it, see what happens, and then make adjustments accordingly. One thing I've noticed with the fuselage of this Ranger is that when you push down on the fuselage at the back, it seems very weak. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce a reinforcing rod. It's just simply a wooden dowel, but I'm going to glue that up underneath, and that will give it tremendous strength, or at least a lot more than what it's got now. Because frankly, I think at any time this hits the deck, it's going to break for sure. I chased a little groove right along here and with a knife, and I'm just pulling off that filler. And now I'm going to place this wooden rod. I'm going to glue this wooden rod in here, and that hopefully will give it tremendous strength. When I put the pressure on here now, nothing is moving, nothing. This is amazing improvement. And you know what? It's not carbon fiber. This here is just a wooden dowel, a 1/8 wooden dowel. Well, there's just a few things which I think could make a really good plane even better. I mean, it's great, it's simple, it's got good layout, and it's just great. Great for modification. I just think that what I've done will help this thing really take off and be something else. So why don't you give me your thoughts, see what you think, and stay tuned because I got some other mods coming up soon. Like my channel. See you soon.